I wonder. This came up, and after the post game show, someone reached out to me, who was watching, uh, and they asked me a question about, it kind of challenged me on my proclamation that no team wanted to play Michigan in the top 10 and stuff like that, and we got talking and kind of mixing it up a little bit, and I brought up how I think it's possible that both Michigan and Ohio State, they can have a rematch in a college football playoff, right?
This
And
year?
yeah, this year it's possible, right? Based on how chaotic college football has been, and teams going down that's at the top. Well, look, let's say it happens, right? Let's say Michigan
Well, hold
rematches.
on. Before we just jump the gun on that, uh, I'm I'm not sure this is the year that two teams in any conference get in. Because and here's why I say that, because you have a couple the Pac-12 is in the mix, and I think before the season
USC
started,
lost,
we didn't think there was any chance that the
right?
Pac-12 was going to
Okay,
be in the mix. You know what I
sure.
mean? The Big 12, let me see. I've got the AP rankings right here. I'm trying to see who the highest rated Big 12 team is right now. Looks like it is TCU is undefeated. Obviously, they won't be, at the end of the season, but Oklahoma State's got one loss. I just think I think just about every conference is in play. Outside of if Clemson takes a loss, I think the ACC is probably done.
Right.
But then that's what I think. I'm not sure that there's gonna be those types of weird teams. You know what I mean? Like, because think about last year, like when Cincinnati got in. I mean, what, the Big 12 didn't get a team in. It was what, Big 10, SEC. Who
Well,
else
Big
got in?
12's not getting anybody in this year.
Huh?
Big 12's not getting anybody in this year.
Well, I mean, TCU's number
TCU,
six right now, or
TCU
I'm sorry,
possibly.
number eight.
The Horned Frogs have a chance.
TCU's
Okay.
eight. Oklahoma State is 11. They're 5-1 right now. Um,
Yeah,
Kansas
it's
State,
possible.
5-1. I
No,
eh.
no. I think the Horned Frogs are probably the best shot for the Big 12. I mean, look. Okay,
There's gonna be a lot of chaos, but I think it's gonna involve a whole lot of teams where multiple schools are getting, or multiple conferences are getting in. I think we're gonna have one conference representative from. There's not gonna be any conference that has two teams in. I don't think that.
okay. Well, for fun's sake, I want to see what people think. And the guy's name is the Black JB. What he asked me was, we were talking about it. Would you rather win the rematch in a national title game or the game,
Why
the game?
why are we
No,
doing
no,
that? You're
no.
literally saying, hey, you're gonna lose to Ohio State, but still get in the playoff and win the national championship. Would you want that, or come on? That's not like, seriously. We
I mean, it was a question. I'm like, I
Who
thought
asked
about it for a
that?
second, and I was like, no, give me that national title. It would sting to lose to them. Like hindsight, in the moment, it would sting to lose to them. But then to have the opportunity to play them again and to play in a once in a, I'm pretty sure once in a rivalry opportunity, which is for a national title. I get to have though. I get to have a national title in the bracket rights. We beat you
Right.
in the
Because
title
think
game.
about it. Because Michigan, Ohio State
Yes,
fans have Ohio State hasn't beat us in X amount of days. They would only get like what, 30 days or something like that. It's like, all right, you
yeah.
got me end of November, but that's,
I
well,
got two
what,
for one.
January.
Yes, I got two for one. I beat you, which is great,
Mm-hmm.
and I got a national title. And this would probably never happen again or a long, long time. I'm
It'll
talking
be a
about the
while.
odds of rematching in this type of scenario. So, I
Yeah.
mean, I was like, oh, of course, the latter. Give me that national title versus them, please. Now,
That's definitely not a question. That's not a
okay,
question.
I thought it was funny. We were mixing it up, and I'm like, oh, the latter. Of course, it's now. Granted, in a moment, I won't know that, right? I don't know that's going to happen if we lost
Mm-hmm.
to Ohio State. So I'll be all like a lot of Michigan fans ticked off and like, man, we blew it. But you know, yeah. Anyway,
Um, what was I? So if the regular season ended today, Michigan would be playing Georgia for a spot in the national championship. How do you think that game would fare? Well, according to the AP poll, actually the coaches poll has Michigan at 3. That's funny. So the AFCA coaches poll has Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan, Tennessee. So if the season ended today, it'd be Michigan playing Ohio State for a chance to go to the national championship. That'd be funny. But anyway, more so, I'm talking the Michigan versus Georgia matchup. How do you think that would go?
I feel a lot better about it this year. For one, how Michigan is playing. Two, as of now, Georgia doesn't have quite the difference makers on defense as they had last year. They're still really good, but I mean, what do they put as 3 or 4 guys in the first 2 rounds in the NFL draft last year?
3 or 4. Man, they had like
Davis.
7 or 8 guys go in the first 2 rounds last year.
Well, I know they were loaded. I know they were. Oh yeah, Trayvon Walker. I forgot about Walker. Walker.
You talking Jordan crazy Davis. Right now?
Yeah, Walker, Jordan Davis, Dean, the safety. Yeah, they had quite a bit. Yeah, I'm tripping.
Yeah. Trayvon Walker go. Who else am I looking for? Jordan Davis, Quay Walker, Devontae Wyatt,
Nakobe Dean,
Lewis Seen. That's just the first round. How many names did I give you? Yeah,
4.
They had second, and I don't know if Dean Wentz did he go second round or third with that injury.
Anyway, the overall point is their defense is loaded. They don't have that same caliber of defense, so I feel a lot better about it. And, so I give them a much better shot. I really do.
Yeah, I would feel, I mean, I'm not sure why Michigan wouldn't feel good about that matchup. Like, I think that, I don't think you're going to run up 41 points, but I also don't think Georgia will on you either. Stetson Bennett, I think if you can get some pressure on him, as with most quarterbacks, they're not going to play well. And he's not a big guy to begin with, so he already has, a bit of a disadvantage. I think he's only like 5'10". Mike Morris is like freaking 6'8". The dude is a monster. So I think that definitely works in your favor.
I can tell you one thing: we definitely not stopping about. No one stops that. No one stops that guy.
Well,
that
listen, man. I agree with what you were saying, absolutely. But what I will say is Sanders still has been playing very well as a corner and as that nickel spot. And I thought this was when they talked about him going both ways, I'm like, let's relax on that, okay? No. But defensively, he's been incredible, especially at that nickel spot. So you just never know. I mean, like Bowers is a guy you have to. He is a double team every snap guy. Like he is just incredible.
He's one of those players, and you guys have had a couple, quite a few players like this at Bama Days where you're just, as a fan, you're just in love. Like, oh my God, I'm so glad that we were able to get this guy on campus. Like, he's amazing. Like just amazing to watch, dude. Like, it's. I don't think I can recall, maybe since Travis Kelce, but even at Cincinnati, he wasn't like hyped up the way Brock Bowers was.
Kyle Pitts is the last one I would look at like that.
Yeah, athletically, like the athletic boxes, yes. But I'm talking about the plays, man. I mean, Brock scores on so many different ways. Dude, he gets handoffs, like tight end reverses, and takes them for touchdowns. I mean, like he is like the perfect tight end. I mean, like he really. It's just like, man, this ain't the forum for it, but as a Lions fan, it makes you upset because he is the kind of guy that I would spend a 7th pick on. You know what? Yeah, not that guy from Iowa. Let me get that guy from Georgia. I'll use my 7th overall pick, and I'll take you, and you'll transform. Like he's actually a difference maker, right? He transforms your offense, but we're not. So
you don't feel like T.J. Hockenson is a?
No, I do not, and I don't want to talk about it because I don't want a tangent about something I don't care about.
I got you.